I would like to start by sharing a story. It's a story that might be familiar for some. A long time ago, there was a king, and this king summoned 3 servants. And to each servant, he gave a certain amount of talent. To the first servant, he gave 10 talents. To the second servant, he gave 5 talents. To the third servant, he gave 1 talent. Sometime later, he summoned those 3 servants back. And he asked, what have they done with the talents that the king gave them? The first one said, Master, I've done well. You gave me 10 talents. Now I have 20 talents. The second one said, Master, I've done well also. You have given me 5 talents, and now I have 10 talents. To the third one, he said, Master, I know that you are a harsh man, so I hid my talent, and now I dug it back up and gave it to you. At that moment, the king killed the third servant. Why do you think he eliminated or terminated the third servant?
Being belligerent.
Being belligerent?
He didn't use his talents.
He didn't use his talents. So, I bring another question to you. What is the richest place in all the world?
Graveyard.
The graveyard. Why is that?
Because ideas and talents die in graveyard.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Exactly.
I can't hear.
I said because talents and things like that die in the graveyard when they're not used.
So, a lot of times, more likely than not, a vast majority of people die without realizing their talents or using their talents. So, what I am coming to you today is, who are you? You are a person who has talents that the world needs to become a better place. And it's up to you to realize those talents. But there are some things that we call talent thieves that keeps us from realizing our true potential. The first thing, copycat. I remember I saw a movie a long time ago. I was a kid. It was called The 5 Heartbeats. And it was about a singing group, and they had the best songs. They could sing really well. So I saw it on TV, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna be a singer. Long and behold, my mom has me on camera trying to sing. I was the worst singer ever. My whole family laughed for about 10 years. I could never live it down. I did it when I was 5. They were still laughing at me at 15 years old. So what I realized then was that I was trying to be somebody that I was not. And in turn, I was living a lie. And a lot of times, we see things and we just try to be that thing, and even though it's not who we are. So what I challenge you to do is to think authentically about who you are. Be authentic. Don't try to be a carbon copy of somebody else. The second thing we have, short-term thinking. People live 2 ways. People even live to survive, or they live to thrive. What do you think living to survive means?
To kind of get through your day.
Just
kind of
get through.
Get through, not excited about much, just kind of going through the motions.
Anybody else? That's pretty much it. A lot of times we just live for today. A lot of people live for today. They just want to get through work. They want to just get through whatever they have to get through school. They're just living to get by. And a lot of times when we do that, we limit our potential and we limit our talents. What we need to do is live to thrive, to be the best that we can be in every aspect of our lives. So getting up with a purpose and going out and doing everything to the best of our abilities. From there, we will realize our talents. The third thing, limiting potential. There's a story I would like to share. So at the age of 5, I was diagnosed with a learning disability. And I was in special education classes all the way up into 8th grade. And what happened there was that during that time, I had a lot of labels. It was hard for me to learn. I took speech classes because I couldn't pronounce words correctly. But by the time I was in 8th grade, I was able to test out of special education classes and end up, graduating high school with honors and graduating college with honors. So a lot of things that we do as human beings, we limit our potential based on where we're from, based on what somebody has said about us, and based on just other things. So how do we discover our talents? How do we discover our purpose? The first thing, what are you passionate about? Your passion will lead you to your talent, which will lead you to your treasure. So at one point, I was very passionate about sports. So I loved football. I was pretty good at football. Ended up playing football at a high level for a couple of years. But once that was over, I actually used the skills that I used in football, whether it was motivating, teaching, and I used those skills to transfer to what I do now, in which I help mentor, I set up programs for teens, and I help motivate a lot of times teens who are a lot of times unmotivatable or uncoachable. So I've used those skills that I learned on the football field and transferred them to my other career. Second thing, a problem to solve. A lot of times something we have is just we're very passionate about. It's a problem that we want to solve. For me, it is education. That me being a teacher, me motivating students to do their best. So there's a problem that each person wants to solve. And if you solve that, or if you go towards that, there you will find your talents and your treasures. So to wrap up, what I'm challenging you guys today to do is to live with a purpose, discover your talents, and use those talents to be a benefit to the world. Thank you.